What up, Leaguers? Welcome to the Spectacular Spoiler League. I'm the Pandan Superman, the mayor of Hype City, HazyRome, and as always, I'm joined by the Gotham Knight, the Prime Minister of Post-Production, DeepBoyce. And today we are here to kill some Legends of Tomorrow characters because this is an edition of One's Gotta Go. Legends of Tomorrow Cast Edition. Now, this usually we nominate 4 people and we let you guys know the one who's got to go and the one who's got to stay. But this time we've got a whole bunch of cast members who are on the chopping block for Legends of Tomorrow. DeepBoyce and I have long been aching for a shakeup for Legends of Tomorrow, and now is the time to do it. We've got Sara Lance, Jax Stein, aka Firestorm. We've got Heatwave. We've got Ray Palmer. We've got Citizen Steel. And we've got Vixen. And, obviously interchange the real names and heroes and all that stuff. But you guys know who I'm talking about. Legends of Tomorrow. One has got to go. DeepBoyce. Who's got to go?
Who's got to go? Well.
I like your laugh because I feel like you're about to do something devious right now. I feel like you're about to do something devious.
Listen, we're going to have to... I think we're hitting them with a double whammy, aren't we not?
Listen, man, I just asked the question, man. I didn't ask all that, man. I'm just saying
triple
for you.
Whammy, quadruple whammy. Because, listen, Legends...
All right. Since you're playing core, let me go
Legends of Tomorrow
is
lacking a bit, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
We taking out Citizen Steel, bro. We are killing... Citizen Steel has got to go, bro. Like, he is not a good character to me. Like, Nick Zano, he didn't do a bad job. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't Nick Zano's fault. But to me, the character of Citizen Steel, Nathan Haywood, I feel like he's redundant. Now, you may say, well, he's a historian and he adds the guidance that Rip was adding to the team in the first season. I get it because he knows about history. But he is so much like Ray Palmer that it makes Ray Palmer, who I really like, feel unnecessary. Like, one of them is obsolete in terms of their comedic contributions. And, they try to kind of peg them as, like, brothers, having this brotherly love. I didn't really care for it. Mm-hmm. Also, did not care for the relationship between him and Vixen, Amaya. I just did not like that relationship at all. I just felt like their chemistry was not really there. And I felt like they tried to make it seem like there was chemistry. And... Legends of Tomorrow has been bogged down by relationships. I mean, the Hawke people with Ray Palmer love triangle was straight trash.
Yeah.
Like, my boy Ray Palmer straight up got cucked out there, bro. My man,
he spent like 3 years. They built like they got married, and then when she came back...
I think it was 2 years, but still.
That's a lot of time. But then suddenly when they get back on the ship, she's like, forget this. And
this guy, Hawke, man, was out here like, yo, it doesn't matter. You're going to love me. You're going to love me because I say you're going to love me. Like, that was creepy. But anyway, back to Citizen Steel. He's just got to go. I do not think his character really adds anything to the show. And if anything, I think he's a distraction. I didn't care for any storyline he had. Not even a storyline where he's like, oh, my grandfather, I really look up to him. He's this great hero, Captain Steel or Commander Steel or whatever his name is. I just didn't care. Also... if we ever do another Hall of Shame video about costumes, that costume for Citizen Steel, brother, God.
That's your boy.
Nah, man, that's not my boy, brother. That is not my boy, brother. I will put that costume in the garbage dumpster for him and save him the embarrassment. So I'm going to put that out there right now. And also, speaking on the Vixen relationship, Vixen Heatwave would have been a much better pairing, much cooler pairing, because they actually had chemistry, and it would also allow Heatwave to maybe open up a little bit. And not be such a brute, even though his brutishness is hilarious.
What about Hazy?
But anyway, Vixen, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? You got control of animals. I am an animal. It works out. It works out perfectly. But anyway, DeepBoyce. So this one's got to go is a little interesting because it was a little easy. We discussed this before. We're not gonna lie to you guys. We discussed this before, and we both unequivocally want to eliminate Citizen Steel. We both feel that way. So I was allowing DeepBoyce to go first, but kind of trying to ease into this conversation. But we're not gonna ease into it. We're gonna rip the Band-Aid off. We're gonna tell you Citizen Steel's eliminated. But this is more like a two's gotta go because Citizen Steel is so easily removable from the show for us that we felt it was only necessary that we kill somebody else.
Yes.
So, one's got to go again. Round 2.
Another.
With the rest of... Another one. With the rest of the Legends of Tomorrow. 2's got to go, if you will. Citizen Steel is out. Who else are we killing or getting rid of? We say killing, but getting rid of is fine too. Like riding off like they wrote off the Hawks is fine also.
No,
but you want to kill him.
It's kind of but this additional character that's got to go. It's a 2-for-1, and that's everybody's favorite odd couple, Firestorm, Jax, and Professor Stein. Now
you're wrong for this. You're wrong for this.
I don't nominate Firestorm because I think he's one of the worst characters, but I just feel that he is unequivocally the biggest waste on that show.
Agreed.
Firestorm,
I agree with that.
A super powerful character, a super cool character. I mean, when we first saw him in The Flash, that was cool. You know, the different iterations of that character. But when they have him on the Legends of Tomorrow, he's hardly ever Firestorm. Like last season, he was Firestorm like 2.5 times.
Yeah. It's TV budget, and it's hard to have him on the show. And the thing that bugs me the most, more than them not showing Firestorm, is the fact that they continually... This guy's your powerhouse. Not only can he wield fire, but he can absorb like nuclear, explosions. He can transmute things. They've introduced, the power where he can transmute things, turn things, objects into other things, into other objects. The fact of the matter is they always find ways to separate those two characters. And I hate that.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that he needs to transmute the show into another show. Season 3. But no, yeah, I totally agree. I mean,
they would separate them for no reason. Like these guys are your powerhouse. Why would you put them on two different units?
They separate them for some cheap storylines. I mean, almost every episode, instead of them turning into Firestorm and whooping ass, it's, oh, I think Jax is in trouble. I feel it in my stomach. And then Jax is like...
Or, Stein, you should stay on... Jax, you should stay on the ship. Stein, you should stay on the ship. Like, why?
Yeah, and then Jax is like, I know you're lying. I know you're lying. I got that connection with you. I know you're lying. and then they don't have... So, I guess the storyline with Jax is that he's a mechanic, so he's kind of learning how to, I don't know, control the ship or something. And then Professor Stein, the whole thing about him and his daughter and changing time. This is... Come on.
Regardless of the semantics of their character arcs, the bottom line is Firestorm does not get used in the way he should. And now what we're saying is going to be a little bit hard to swallow, because Firestorm is one of the cooler characters that Legends has. It's one of the cooler characters in the Arrowverse. And we're not saying, I personally don't want to kill Firestorm. I know we were joking about that earlier. I don't want to kill him. I do feel like he should get written off, but it kind of leaves Legends with a vacuum where they need a character that would look cool and be, kind of like a powerhouse, but not as powerful as Firestorm. Because the bottom line is Firestorm is way too OP for that show. And the necessary resources to render him seem to be at a loss for the CW network. It just doesn't make any sense how often that those characters get separated from each other and simply do not merge into Firestorm. I mean, yeah, they kind of have some scenes where they have him flying around, but Firestorm is really powerful.
Yeah.
And between him and Ray Palmer and the Atom suit, I just feel like, and now Citizen Bum-Ass Steel with the the rendering of his steel body, I feel like CW they're struggling with that budget.
Yeah,
they're struggling.
They should put him back in Central City and have him as a guest character on The Flash here and there.
But you know what? I don't even want that, because The Flash has its own problems, man. The Flash already has an issue right now, which hasn't yet been an issue, but it's going to become one, where they've got their share of characters that they can call in for help. They've got The Flash, of course. They've got Vibe, and Cisco. They've got Wally West, they made him like super fast early on. They got Jesse Quick. They got Jay Garrick. They have enough people that are powerful out there. And I just feel like, yeah, he can guest on the shows, and I'd be okay with that. But I just feel like there's not really a place he can go right now. He can't go to Supergirl, because Supergirl has that problem also. Mm-hmm. They've already depowered Martian Manhunter in a infuriating way. Like, I am Martian Manhunter in the comics, like Superman has referred to him as possibly stronger than even he is, and he's relegated to always passing out and being under some type of illness on Supergirl. So I don't even want to get into that. It sucks for me. I just in a way I would rather Firestorm not even be there just because of him not being used the way he should be. It just seems silly and it's distracting for me. It's distracting. Yeah. Personally. Yeah. So what I would say to this is, because I know that, that would leave a gap in the team, right? Who do you think would be a good character to either introduce as a new character to Legends? And this, we've talked about this being a potential video topic, and we can definitely go into that a little bit more. But like, if you had one character that you would insert into the Legends instead of him, who would you pick? And it could be anybody. It could be a new character, or it could be somebody from the Arrowverse. I'm personally going to pick somebody from the Arrowverse when I answer that question. But, I wanted to see what maybe you had in your mind. Because I do feel like there would be a hole in the team with two people essentially being taken off.
The first person that came to mind was Speedy or Thea.
That's not a bad idea because she got nothing to do on Arrow.
She got nothing to do on Arrow.
She's sitting on Arrow doing nothing. Nothing to do on Arrow.
And have her in the costume. You have someone shooting out, out there shooting arrows. They don't have anyone that's really arranged on that squad like that. And kind of keep them a little bit more grounded. Kind of stray away from more overpowered characters like Firestorm. I guess the Ray is kind of overpowered. Well, he doesn't really. That's another discussion. He doesn't really do anything either. But the Atom. Yeah, the Atom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say Thea. I think, kind of recycle some characters and give them something to do.
Good choice. Now, I'm going to pick a little bit of an obscure choice. And we are thinking along the same lines, which I found interesting just now, because you want to introduce a ranged character. I also want to introduce a ranged character. I also want to introduce someone who has a bow. And this is going to be a little bit interesting, a little bit weird. I wanted them to somehow get the Connor Hawke that we saw in Star City, the future Star City. Now, it doesn't have to be the same character because I understand they changed the future, and the future is most likely going to be different from the one they saw. But we do know, courtesy of Flashpoint, that John Diggle Jr. does exist. He is a young child. I would love for them to take, instead of a character from the past, take a character from the future and have them, fight on the Legends team. So I'm going with Connor Hawke, John Diggle's son, as a future Green Arrow to replace the Jack Stein combination.
Nice.
Now, the reason why I'm not replacing it with two people is because I've kind of always felt that the Legends team was a little big. Also, they're going to be adding a character in this season who, in the comics, is called Isis. They're not going to call her that in the show, for
obvious reasons,
political reasons.
Yeah,
obvious reasons. She's a Muslim-based she's a Muslim character, and she's pretty cool. She's Black Adam's wife in the comics. So I'm not sure if she's going to be season regular or not, but they're adding her. So I think Connor Hawke would be a good addition, aka John Diggle Jr., as the future Green Arrow. I think that would add some weight to the team, and also it would give us a chance to see a Green Arrow who isn't experienced and maybe is a little bit unsure of himself, and also he's it gives the opportunity to have a Green Arrow that maybe has a different characterization than the current Oliver Queen. Maybe he hasn't gone through the struggles that Oliver Queen has, and maybe he's a little bit lighthearted. He's a little bit more willing to have fun, and this idea of traveling around with the Legends team. Maybe this is a chance for him to even travel with characters who maybe heroes he idolized growing up, because by the time he's of age to be running around as Connor Hawke, maybe guys like the Atom or Sara Lance are stories that were told to him by his father or by Uncle Ollie. You know what I mean? Maybe he's familiar with these people, but he never got to meet them.
Yeah.
So
that's really dope.
That would be a cool opportunity.
That's definitely a way to go.
Yeah, I mean that would be an opportunity for them to kind of him not only join the Legends team, but to join people to who were to him growing up Legends. Because I mean the whole idea with the Legends, the whole notion of the Legends, the reason why they've been able to be plucked out of time, according to Rip Hunter, who may or may not have lied about this, but I think he was telling the truth, was that they're essentially insignificant to the timeline. So they wouldn't cause huge effects if they're taken away for a particular length of time. So I would love to see, he obviously, Connor Hawke is not going to be hearing about how famous the Atom is, because the whole point is they aren't legends in the future. They were blips on the radar in Rip Hunter's future.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting for, Connor Hawke to have heard about, these people from maybe, his, like I said, Uncle Ali, Aunt Thea, or, his dad, John Diggle, or even Uncle Barry Allen. He heard about these legends, and now he finally gets to meet these childhood heroes, these people that, were part of this previous generation of superheroes. So for me, he's the one they've got to add, if you will. But to keeping with our usual tradition for one's got to go, who's got to stay? Which Legends of Tomorrow character can absolutely, positively, who's the one we got to protect at all costs, man? If we got to burn the whole show down, who's got to stay? Who has to be preserved? DeepBoyce, what do you think?
Sara Lance, the only Lance in my life.
You and me both got the same thought process, because as much as I like the other characters, I like Ray Palmer, I like Heatwave. I feel like Sara Lance, she's a gem, man. She's a national treasure, dogs. And I just feel like she's such a cool character, and she is the superior Lance. We refer to that on more than one occasion. She is the superior Lance, and people gonna hate us for that, but she is the superior Lance. She is the dopest Lance sister, and I will say thus far she has been the best interpretation of Black Canary, despite not having the meta-human abilities.
Yeah.
Case closed.
But
DeepBoyce, any final words on this? One's got to go.
I mean, Guggenheim and crew, you guys gotta switch. Come on, switch things up here. Switch it up. This show has a lot of potential. You could throw a lot of crazy characters in there. You could change up the roster, have them do some interesting things.
I'm saying Dr. Fate, y'all.
Dr. Fate.
I'm just waiting for my Dr. Fate to pop out of nowhere. I've been waiting for that character to be on one of these shows, man. I need it to happen. Another quick character that could have been introduced for the Legends, John Constantine. Yep. I know there's some people who are like, yo, John Constantine. That would be a good character to add too. A matter of fact, throwing Connor Hawke and John Constantine, wouldn't even mind that. Throw both in there. Wouldn't mind that at all. I would love to see some mysticism in the Legends of Tomorrow universe also. That would be kind of hot.
Absolutely.
Even though it seems that they're introducing it with this new character for season 3. But anyway, guys, one's got to go. What do you think of this edition? Who do you think should have to go on the Legends of Tomorrow squad? Who do you think absolutely positively has to stay? Who would you like to add to the Legends of Tomorrow team? And by all means, guys, let us know if you support our One's Gotta Goes, because it's always great to see you guys be upset at us that we didn't pick the person that you would have picked. That's the best part of doing this. But anyway, guys, show us some support by hitting that subscribe button and joining up with the Spectacular Spoiler League. Hit us with a like to help this video get out there and grow the Spectacular Spoiler League. And by all means, turn on notifications on these videos so that you can be informed of all the latest and greatest from the Spectacular Spoiler League. Me and DeepBoyce, we're getting out of here. We'll see you guys.
Bon.